Guys, I have been dreading this video because I have 15 books to haul, and this is a collective book haul from August, September, October, November, and December. So 15 books for 5 months, that's not that bad. That's like 3 books per month. Not too bad. Let's just get started since there are 15 books to show you guys. The first 2 books are the first poetry books I've ever bought, and the first one is Love and Misadventure, and it's like kind of sequel Lullabies. These are both by Lang Lee. They're love poetry books, as you can tell from this title at least. I've read both of these and I thought they were both pretty good, so maybe you guys should check them out. The next book is Me and Earl and the Dying Girl by Jessie Andrews, and I've heard a lot about this book on BookTube, and I really want to try it for myself. I've read the first few pages and it sounds pretty good. I just haven't been in a contemporary mood recently because during the winter I like to read fantasy. So yeah, hopefully I will pick this up maybe towards springtime. The next book is Fallen Kingdoms by Morgan Rhodes. I got the paperback because I don't know if I'm going to read the whole series. Plus, where they had it, all the hardbacks were like really bad condition. I've heard a lot of mixed kind of reviews about this book, but hopefully I will read it soon because I really want to read this, especially since I'm in a more fantasy mood. The next book is not a young adult book, but a new adult book, and it is Me Before You by Jojo Moyes. I've read a little bit of this book and I like it so far. This book is about a girl named Louisa Clark, but she basically takes a job to take care of this disabled person named Will Trainer, but he's about her age and I don't really know where it goes from there. I'm assuming it's a love story, but so far it does not seem like a love story. The next book is a really exciting book, and this is Isla and the Happily Ever After by Stephanie Perkins. I read this in August and it was so good. I loved it so much. This is a sequel to Anna and Lola, which are right there. I think this one is my favorite of the 3 because I really loved the setting of New York and Paris. I believe I got this book a few days before its release date because I saw it in Barnes & Noble, but it was just so good. I loved it. You guys should check out the series if you haven't already. The next 2 books I will show you, I got them from Half Price Books. It was the first time I went to Half Price Books, and it was really awesome. I love seeing all the books in there, and it was just so beautiful. But anyways, the first one I got was Of Poseidon by Anna Banks. I really want to get into the Serena Legacy trilogy, but I love mermaids and the idea of mermaids, especially because Ariel was my favorite Disney princess as a kid, so I really want to get into this pretty soon. The next book I got is the UK hardcover of The Diviners by Libba Bray, and I think this is a really pretty cover. I mean, the hardback for the US edition is nice, but I really like this one. I think it's really cool and it has really pretty color scheme. It looks like this on the inside. I really wanted to read The Diviners, but I didn't get a chance to during October because I hear it's like a paranormal, spooky kind of thing. I just realized I forgot to pick up a book and put in my stack. That makes it 16 books. So the book I forgot to put in the book haul was Blood of Olympus by Rick Riordan. I read this around its release date. It took me a little while to get through because I was just really busy. I think it ended pretty well. This was pretty good. I just feel like it was resolved all too quickly. I was really glad to get this though. The next book I got is My True Love Gave to Me. This is edited by Stephanie Perkins and it has all these authors and they have written stories in here. I've also already read this book, but I will talk about it more in my December wrap-up. I think my favorite ones were the Rainbow Rowell, the Matt de la Pena, and I think it was a Mira McIntyre's one. And this cover is really pretty. Like, look at that. And then underneath, it kind of has like an imprint, and then it looks like that on the side. The next book I have is Stitching Snow by R.C. Lewis, and I have not read this book yet, but it looks freaking awesome. I love this cover so much, and it kind of has like grooves and everything. It's really pretty. Supposed to be like Cinder by Marissa Meyer, and it sure sounds a lot like Cinder. I guess it's like Snow White but with like sci-fi elements. There's something about like a new planet. I really want to read this soon, but I don't know how soon I'm gonna be able to get to it, but hopefully soon. The next book was a really exciting buy, and it was Hollow City by Ransom Riggs, and it is a signed copy, which I think is really cool. So here's the signed part. Hopefully I get to this book also pretty soon. I read the first book about a year ago, but I don't really remember what happened. I just remember I was reading it in class one time and I got in trouble for reading it in class. The next book I'm really excited to read, and it is Talon by Julie Kagawa. And this book is about dragons, as you can tell by the dragon scales. I think this cover is really epic too. Like, look how awesome it looks underneath the dust jacket, and then this book sounds really exciting. It's kind of like a dragon story, but in modern times, so I don't really know how it's going to play out, because when I read about dragons, it's usually in like medieval fantasy settings. The next book was a new release, kind of. I think it was released in September, and this was In the Afterlife by Alexander Bracken. This series is finally complete, and it is gorgeous. I really love this cover. This one's my favorite out of all of them, and this was also my favorite book in the trilogies. If you guys have not read the Darkest Minds series yet, I highly, highly recommend it, and if you do read it, definitely read the novellas, because they'll all connect in this book, and it's just so awesome, and it makes you fangirl, and I love those kind of books. I'm definitely going to reread this series someday, because it is so flippin' good. The next book is a book I got for Christmas, and this is The Bane Chronicles by Cassandra Clare and Sarah Reese Brennan and Maureen Johnson. This is a bind-up of all the Bane novellas, like Magnus Bane, and I'm really excited to read this because I love Magnus in both of Cassandra Clare's series, and I'm really excited to read this. I really hope that little light is not making this video like really weird. I'm gonna shut that. I think this cover is really pretty. It's all nice and shiny and blue. Alright, the final book I have to show you is Heir of Fire by Sarah J. Maas. This is the third book in the Throne of Glass series, and I did not enjoy this as much as the first two, but I still think this cover is gorgeous. It matches my beautiful hardcovers over here, except for Throne of Glass. It's a huge hunk of a book, and it took me a really long time to finish it. And that is the last book I have in this book haul. I hope you guys enjoyed this book haul. Give it a thumbs up if you did. Comment down below which books you guys have or have recently gotten, or if you've read them already, which one I should read first, you know, all that good stuff. I hope you all have a fantastic day, and until the next time I see y'all, happy reading!